Welcome to Jeep Beach News and Views, a podcast about everything Jeep Beach in Daytona Beach, Florida. Here are your hosts, Charlene and Kurt from JBR.
Hey, y'all, and welcome back to Jeep Beach News and Views. You know, it was only 1 week that we missed, but my gosh, it felt like an eternity.
It did feel like an eternity, and we come back to the studio, and
They're packing us up.
they are.
Well,
We're moving studios.
We shall be soon, yes.
That was exciting.
Yeah, but
so,
we came back, but we got new stuff.
oh, we
I
do.
like
We have
it.
very fancy.
Little microphone.
We're trying out the new stuff for the new place. When
That's
the new
right.
place happens, it looks like.
I know.
Very exciting.
I thought, you know, it amazes me how I say, hey, are we going to talk about that? And you say, oh, no. And, boy, you go right into it.
Oh, well, I didn't know. Did I say, oh, no?
Yes, you
you
did.
said, no, let's not
No,
talk about the new place
yes,
yet.
I'm talking about the new place yet.
Y'all
so.
are getting a new place. That just goes to show I don't listen to me half of the time either. So for those of you that think I don't listen to you, well, you know, there's a good chance that's two.
Okay, so now we're off since
Yes.
we've opened the bag.
We are moving to
we're
a new
moving to a
place.
new studio.
Yes.
With
But not like immediately. It's down the road, but sooner than later now, right?
Yeah, it'd be before the end of the year.
There you
And-
go.
Before
It's
the
got
fall.
some-
Before the fall.
right,
Okay.
but it's
Within a
going to
month.
be there's going to be some really cool, really cool stuff in the new studio, and we're on some of it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these fancy, they're
And
very fancy microphones.
They are, but
Behind the scenes stuff is going to be a little more high techy. Ooh. You know.
I like high tech.
they are making us like true, like next level professional idiots.
And I heard that we're going to have like a green screen, right? So we can put stuff behind us.
That's the rumor.
Rumor has. I also heard
I think I'm gonna
rumored
put a big
that
picture
we
of
might
me
be having
right
some
behind us.
American Poly furniture in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they got good stuff.
Speaking of
American Poly furniture. It's summertime, people.
It
Have
is.
you ordered yours?
Well, me and him were texting each other today.
Not me and him.
Him and
and me.
I.
He
Him
and
and
I.
I.
He and
He and
I
I,
were
him and me.
talking. Whatever.
Me and him.
Bright white light.
We were talking today, and
That's
I'm going.
when that Carolina goes runs real
That's right.
deep, y'all.
I'm going over to see him on Tuesday, and we're going to do a little bit of work on some of his trucks, and he's all excited about.
You gonna pick out studio stuff?
I think we're going to look and see what kind of studio stuff we need, and it's going to be a fun day.
I am exciting. For those of you that don't know who we're talking about, go check them out. American Poly Furniture. They set up our relaxation stations during Jeep Beach event time, and they had sales going on the whole week. Each day of Jeep Beach, they had a special running on so much off a certain set or a
Right,
chair
right.
or whatever.
Very cool stuff.
Oh
too.
my
It is.
God, y'all! And it's summertime, and we're using ours big time.
We have it in our
front
front
yard,
yard,
backyard.
backyard.
I hope we're getting it on the porch soon.
We're working on it. We're working
I'm
on the
hoping we're
porch
getting
one.
it on the porch because I need a new table on my
But
porch.
the good thing about it, they're also going to be putting stuff at our storefront that will be opening here very soon.
Let's talk about that for a minute. So you guys, actually, let's transition to what I really wanted to talk about, and that is our online presence. So Jeep Beach Nation, we went to Rockville, and since we missed last week's podcast because we were traveling, we've done, y'all, it's been crazy. We told y'all you went on a trip with us, and I caught my sailfish, and you heard about that. Then the very next weekend we did Rockville. Then the very next weekend, which was this past weekend, we were in Indy. We did
were
the
in
Indy
Indy.
500, which was spectacular. But Rockville, oh my gosh, that was amazing.
That was a blast.
It was an absolute blast. Love the people there. And just love the fact that we get to be there and meet all these people and talk Jeeps and talk life and talk just all kinds of fun things with people. So, and guess what, Rob? You don't know this. And Aurora, intern Aurora, she's out there. She and her dad came out and helped. DJ
yeah.
Jukebox Bully with Locals Mix came out. Producer Tom.
Yeah.
You, producer Tom's wife Renee. I'm trying to think of everybody that helped.
Tangway.
and Brooke.
And Brooke.
had so much fun.
Gadget
and Valerie.
Why do
The
I wanna say
first day,
Gidget all- 'cause he's a little dude. Midget, Gadget.
Well, you know-
oh my God!
Sorry, man.
all of us traveling, Gadget Valerie came helped us on the first day because they had to travel to Tennessee.
On Friday for his daughter's graduation.
Graduation.
I mean,
Yeah.
y'all, life is busy right now, but we're making it work. But how about this, Team Rockville? We raised another $10,000 for charity.
No
Yeah,
Kidding.
we did. We did.
Wow, that's great. I
Isn't
knew
that
it.
incredible? It was a lot. We were busy, and people loved our merchandise, loved our cups.
We could have brought more and sold more.
I'm telling you, it
maybe
was
next
crazy.
year.
Maybe next year we
Bring
can
a
bring that
trailer
trailer in.
Put that damn thing
We're
out.
working
Yeah,
on
that's
that.
what we want next year. So anyway, we'll vet that for
Yes.
next year.
Yeah.
But great partnership, you guys, with Danny Wimmer presents Welcome to Rockville.
He was
and-
awesome.
Oh, my gosh, they're just good
didn't-
people.
I thought, when I see Danny Wimmer and I picture him in my head, I always thought it's probably this, stodgy suit guy and all this. And he's
Oh
a dude.
God, no! He's
just
full blown.
yeah.
Danny is good people,
Oh, hell
and his
yeah.
entire
Yeah.
team the same way. I just love working with his team. And right now, I don't know when is their Kentucky stuff.
Bourbon and-
Bourbon
It's gonna be-
Beyond
it's
is
coming
in
up here before
September,
long.
maybe, and then.
But you know,
Is it Live Out Loud? Is that the name of their other rock
They've
one?
got rock. Well, they used to have Rocklahoma.
No.
Now it's
Anyway,
called,
y'all,
they
go
got
check
some
them
other.
out. There's so many music festivals,
Yeah.
and I have to tell you something. I learned about music festivals that is a thing that I didn't know was a thing, and I love it.
oh no.
I've been sprouted.
You like rock and roll now.
I was sprouted.
You like rock and roll. You like that stuff?
No.
Then
But
you
I
have-
enjoyed some of it. I'll tell you what I did. But listen to me about sprouts. You know, my little sprouts on my hat.
Oh, I thought you meant you were branching out and liking other genres of music. I
Well,
was,
some of that.
Okay.
But for real, sprouting is a thing, and I didn't know this was a thing. And I think I left Rockville with like 5 or 6 sprouts.
a lot of those Rob Zombie fans sprout you.
I don't think those were more. I don't think they're sprouters.
No. There's something,
From
but
my
Sprouters was not
understanding,
it.
the sprouting is more like in the reggae, more of the chill zone, but it's starting to pop up everywhere. And so I'm now a sprout
You
person.
could sprout.
It is very fun.
Skull and Crossbones if they wanted to pass
Right?
those out.
Right.
Well, we saw Sprouts in Indy.
We did see some sprouts in Indy at the Indianapolis 500. I'm telling you, all it's a thing, and I loved it. And so, if you're not knowing what I'm talking about, just Google sprouting at music festivals. So fun.
By the way, if you haven't checked out Jeep Beach Radio's page, you kind of go through some of those photos and videos that were posted from the.
Awesome.
We
Very
had
good.
pretty good access to some of those
Yeah.
shows, which
Yep.
was really great.
We got to we got to see Bush and got to go backstage at Bush,
But
which was
can
cool.
we take a minute for Green Day? Oh my God, y'all, they were fabulous. And they had the largest crowd of the whole weekend, I hear tell. It was like just over 55,000 people packed inside the Horseshoe. So Jeep Beach Nation, if you can imagine everywhere where we park Jeeps on the infield in what we call the Horseshoe,
Yep.
that was a sea of people
Yes,
that
it
night.
was.
From one end to the other, it was crazy.
I was stoked to see Crossfade.
You
And
loved them,
now-
right?
Yeah,
And we met him.
Yes, and the bass player who also sings. If you know who Crossfade is, we played him.
Oh, I was
on-
getting my acai bowl. Y'all
Yeah.
told me that when I
Yes,
came back.
yes.
He came. I saw him walking from either the VIP or the merchandise tent because sometimes they would go there and they would sign some autographs, some
Right.
merchandise, and kind of pop through. And he was walking through, and I popped over. I seen him. I'm like, "Hey,
I know you.
you come here," and he comes walking over, big old smile, and ponytail, and big white beard, And I'm like, "What's your name?" He said, "Mitch." And I'm like, I was pointing at Kurt,
At
going,
Kurt.
"Kurt, this is a dude from Crossfade." So, and he was as nice as could be.
And
He's-
Love it.
He's a Jeeper.
He is a Jeep, and he's from Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah, they're all from
Stop it.
Columbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where
Yeah.
that's where they're from. And
Which I'm sorry about that. That's the armpit of South Carolina. But you know what? We have lots of people. It gets really hot
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Columbia.
But
But,
we
a
got the-
great town, great
Yeah.
city.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just really
It was-
hot.
He talked to us for
talked to us.
5 or
He was
10 minutes.
He's they haven't played in 13 years, this band, and they got together. And there's a kind of you can Google the whole thing and about them and how the studio burned and they lost all
Yeah.
this stuff.
Reunited
Yeah, so-
and it feels
Yeah.
so good.
But he's talked about what he was doing for 13 years, and he owns a construction company. And he does remodels. It's
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Revo or something like that.
Yeah.
It's in Columbia. And he was showing us photos on his phone. Yeah, do this.
That's so
And
cool.
it was
And you know
cool.
what? That's what I think the misconception locally is that it's just a bunch of freaks.
And
not true.
No, not at all. And here's the thing too is that I messaged him on Facebook,
Okay.
And he returned, and I said, "Hey, man, great seeing you. Nice to meet you. You know, glad you guys are back together. Hope you put new music back." And I said, "Also, you know, maybe next year at Jeep Beach, you can drive on down, you and your wife, and we'll figure things out. And you come and visit us here for Jeep Beach."
And
he's
what did
like-
he say?
He's like, "Absolutely, let's work on it."
That'd be awesome.
And,
So crossfade.
Yeah,
But-
Crossfade's great.
A couple
I
other
love
great
that.
things. Shinedown was amazing.
Shinedown was
they're always great.
fabulous.
You kidding?
Y'all,
Those
that's
guys
the,
are-
the third time was the charm.
Third time was the
because we
charm.
tried to see him twice and missed both shows for whatever reason. Life
They're
threw
next
at
level.
us. And they opened Thursday, weren't they?
That-
The opener,
yeah,
the
yeah.
headliner on the opening
Yeah.
night, Thursday. Holy moly, I'm a fan.
Well, and the
I
thing
am
about
a
it is,
fan.
you know, two of their new songs are about losing, you know, people to suicide
They
and
have-
stuff
Suicide,
like
yeah.
that. And we had the Race Against Suicide Jeep out there with us.
March
you know,
to Stop Suicide,
March-
which also covers
Coincides,
race,
yeah.
to, yeah,
Suicide.
with Race to Stop Suicide.
And we were honored and privileged to actually be able to share
And get a couple
what
of people
a
help.
couple of people help while we were there on Sunday.
I mean, there were two people that literally were there that were like, you know what? We thought this might be. Each one of them had their own story, but the nutshell version is they're like, suicide has been top of their mind. Just really no reason to keep going. I mean, it was two separate amazing conversations, and so our purpose was served in being there, not just for the Jeep Beach charities, but just to be able to speak with people and reach people and connect dots and get the help that people need.
That's right.
So, and thank you to Daytona Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, also shorter version Daytona Jeep,
That's
for
right.
allowing us to have the March to Stop Suicide Jeep out there.
And
It's
that's
still wrapped.
still prominently displayed, right?
It
as you
is.
drive
is.
in.
Right
And
as you
we're-
drive into the dealership.
and we are working on having one
full time that we
full-time
can take out
year-round
and
that
use
we
as
can use as a witnessing tool.
Yeah, just to reach people because I mean, as simple as our Jeep being out there, the March to Stop Suicide Jeep being out there in the Jeep Beach Jeep, people just wanted to stop and just talk, and
Yep.
it was really, really awesome. So
Everybody was scanning the QR
Huge,
code
yeah.
and finding out about it. So
yeah, and huge shout out again to Daytona Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram for allowing us to utilize the Jeep over the Rockville weekend, and also again to Danny Wimmer Presents and team for allowing us to continuously be great partners with them. Love partnering with those
And-
guys, and you guys pay attention because as soon as they announce their dates and ticket sales, I'm quite certain that our team, our marketing team, I'll be back in action with them doing, because you guys did some giveaways on the radio and social media and all those things for Jeep Beach and Rockville VIP packs.
Yeah.
And what's cool is I met one of the winners who stayed. They were here for Jeep Beach, stayed the 2 weeks in between and did the whole music festival. They were like, oh yeah, we come into town, we do Jeep Beach, and then we stay all the way through Rockville. And it's just such a great time. This is like our home away from home now. And so really, really, really amazing people. So huge kudos and shout out to all of them. But again, and the icing on the cake was another $10,000 raised for charity, which
right.
is just amazing. So,
something else happened this past weekend at Rockville.
well, that was 2 weekends
weeks
ago.
Well, 2 weekends ago, my wife come up with she got these little things in the mail.
Okay, so you guys know. Here, hold on one second.
You got to grab one of them little
gotta
things.
I got to grab something.
Okay.
Hold,
we
please.
We can discuss
Oh,
this.
here we
Talk
go.
amongst ourselves,
So,
Mr. Kurt.
so Rob,
Yeah.
So you know, Charlene, she gets her ducks and everything.
There's
And
my
she
duck.
she gets people to give her ducks and stuff like that. And Charlene's like,
Or sometimes I buy them like that
yeah.
one.
And she goes,
Because it was a very sparkly, cute
she
duck.
says, you know, I live in Florida. I'm gonna get something. So she ordered these little.
Well, but let me tell you why. Okay, can we give them my story? Okay.
Why?
Okay.
Why?
Why?
There goes that Carolina drawl again. Okay.
Why? Because it was
A bright
white
light.
light idea that came to her.
Little
Light
bright
bulb.
white,
Yeah,
light
yeah.
Bulb, yeah. So I love the meaning behind the ducks, and I think it's a great platform. But here's my problem with the ducks in my dashboard: I spend a lot of money. No, Kurt spends a lot of money on my Jeep to make it look all pretty and fancy and all the things. I don't want people worried about the ducks on my dashboard. I want them looking at all the money that Kurt is putting into my Jeep because I love my Jeep. And sometimes I feel like, and this is a personal thing, and I can be tarred and feathered for it later if I need to be. I accept that. I'm not anti-duck. It's just not my thing, right? And so when I get ducked, I like to pass them on, and I do duck people. But I was like, I'm a Florida girl, and I love flamingos, which that is going to lead into another story here in a few minutes.
Yes.
So you know those little itty bitty micro ducks that have you been micro ducked before? No. They're little tiny miniature micro ducks, and I think they're the cutest things in the world. I found some flamingos. Oh my gosh, y'all. So I am flamingoing people. And I started flamingoing people
at
Rockville. And Kurt was like, what are you going to tell people when you flamingo them? And I'm like, I'm going to tell them that they're flamazing.
Flamazing.
And they are flamazing. And I got to, intern Aurora got to flamingo people. And
the black ones?
No, they're...
Because you can give those to the flamorons.
Oh, my God. Rob, I'm trying to have a serious, heartfelt, and inspirational moment.
I hear you.
Well, he was having one too.
So anyway, I am now flamingoing people, and we flamingoed at Rockville, and we flamingoed in Indianapolis. And I have to tell you, it's so much fun, and people love them because they're little itty bitty things. You can keep them in your pocket, and if you're having a bad day, just pull your little flamingo out and remind yourself that you are flamazing. I'm going to flamingo you, Rob.
You did.
I did flamingo you.
I put it in my pocket, and Jody goes to wash. She goes, what is this little thing? And I said,
Charlene.
I'm flamazing. And she was, what? I said, yeah. So she has it. I have surround sound speakers, and she put it right on the speaker next to me.
Look at that.
Reminding you that you're flamazing.
Yeah, whatever.
And you are. That is good juju, Rob.
So, she's flamazing, correct? And we live in Florida.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of flamorons in this state, too.
Well, they are, but we went all the way to Indianapolis, not just to go to the race. We went up there to go to the Indianapolis Zoo, which is phenomenal.
Phenomenal zoo. Absolutely mind-blowing zoo.
It is. We went all the way to Indiana where she could feed a flamingo.
And I got to feed a flamingo.
Aren't they like all over Florida?
Yeah, but I live in Florida, so those that do don't, right? Isn't that the old proverbial? So we take our grandbaby while we're in Indy to the Indianapolis Zoo. And lo and behold, if we didn't arrive right in time for me to feed the flamingos, oh my God. Now I am 1,000,000% certain that we are all flamazing and that I need one in my backyard and a flamingo is my spirit animal. Done. Done.
You got to live with this, Kurt, don't you?
I do. And then the flamingo, we're standing there waiting in line to feed the flamingos. And I'm like, y'all feed them, I'll take pictures.
Oh, my God, it was the
best.
best.
I'm sitting there with my hand out, and the flamingo literally comes over and goes all the way up my hand.
Just starts pecking.
And just starts pecking my arm all the way up.
I told him, I said, that's the fleas.
Bed bugs?
I guess.
That's exactly what I said.
Bed bugs?
I said, are they picking fleas off of you,
I don't know what they're doing, but they're picking something. But
oh my God, just an amazing experience. And then the other thing is the Children's Museum in Indianapolis.
Is amazing.
Spectacular. And then you go to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And y'all know that we are motorsport freaks. We love NASCAR. We love IMSA, Formula One, Supercross, Jeep Beach. I mean, and, King of the Hammers, Baja, all of the things, Mint 400. We just love motorsports. Indianapolis Motor Speedway has been Kurt's bucket list item. I'm going. 30 years I've heard we're going to the Indy 500. Y'all, we did the Indy 500. And let me tell you something.
Did you meet anybody?
Oh, we met everybody. Let
John
me tell you
Wick.
something. Yeah, John Wick was there. Yeah. Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah, was there.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Sure was.
Did you meet him?
Yes.
Did you get
yes,
pictures?
right there. Yes.
Yeah.
What the heck? You didn't put anything online.
I keep that stuff. That's my life.
Yeah, but
That's my life.
All right,
Anyway.
true. But that's a celebrity to be kind of cool.
Well, and then Tom Brady almost took me out. Mariah, our daughter-in-law, she got to stand and get her picture with him and everything. But as he was breezing through, I was like, sweet Jesus. Number one, he's very tall. Number two, he was on a mission, I guess, and he almost took me out.
He did.
I was like, let me get out your way, Tom.
We did find out that Hudson and I were on TV on Fox.
They were
We
behind
staying
Danica Patrick.
behind
They were
Danica
right behind
Patrick.
Danica and
Did
whatnot.
you meet Danica?
We did. We got to
And
speak
then
to her.
Michael Strahan got
Yep.
to meet him. Jimmy Johnson, who I just absolutely love. Jimmy is
Yep.
just salt of the earth down.
He is.
Real people. Jimmy Johnson is just real people.
So,
Mario Andretti again.
Yeah, and Jeff Gordon and
Did
Mr.
you see the
Hendricks.
Creed car? Mark Tremonti
We did-
was
Met-
there.
well,
got
Creed,
to see them
They
again.
were there.
Did you meet? Did you get to talk to Mark Tremonti? at all?
Well, I didn't get to tell him because if I had have made my way to them,
Yeah.
Because not to mention, and when I say by making my way to him, now we're standing on the speedway, we're on the track surface, we got to kiss the bricks and the whole 9 yards, but there's 500,000 people at the Motor Speedway for the Indy 500. Unbelievable atmosphere. And this is what Kurt's like, how do you describe it? And he asked me this yesterday. We were talking to a friend of ours. And I said, this is how I can describe it in a nutshell. There is a vibe and an atmosphere that cannot be explained because it's not just the embraced around the speedway. The entire city embraces the
houses are decorated.
every
All around
house.
the speedway is
Every house has decorations,
flags, banners.
checkerboard, all the colors of the speedway. Just everything is set up party style. Blow ups in their yards, like inflatable games, and just unbelievable. You go into downtown Indy, all the hotels are decorated. I'm talking the JW Marriott. That's how many stories tall?
It's a lot, and
And the whole side of it says, "This is May." I mean, it's just unbelievable. And then, on top of it, there's a race, and you get to watch Indy cars do 225 miles an hour around the track. Coolest thing ever. But I have to admit, out of all of it that happened, you know what I'm getting ready to say. Kurt, what was my favorite part of the whole motorsports experience?
it was the Weenie Mobile.
Daggone Skippy it was. The Oscar Mayer Weenie 500 happened, and it was amazing.
And by
all
the way,
6 Weenie Mobiles
Yes.
were in the Indianapolis Motor Speedway at the same time. And on Carb Day, which is Friday, it's the final practice day, they raced. They had the inaugural Weenie 500. There must have been 150,000 people there watching the Weenie 500. It was
the craziest thing in the world.
so much fun to watch. I had money on the Southeast Slaw Dog, and I am happy to report, G Beach Nation, that the Slaw Dog won. Kurt had money on Chili Dog.
Yeah.
Mariah had it on the Chai Dog from the Chicago
What'd you
area.
win? What'd you win?
$50.
$50?
$50.
Yeah.
Free money.
Free money.
Yeah, free money.
Sure,
That went
right
real
there.
quick.
But let me tell you, it was
It was a lot of fun. Oh my God. Slaw
Very-
Dog from the Southeast.
yes, and the woman who started the race, the little old woman, we got to meet her on Sunday.
Granny Smith.
Yep.
Granny Smith, Ross and Granny, they're big TikTok viral sensations. Anyway,
you would
huge.
know it.
I
You
would
would know
probably
it if
know
you
it.
saw
She
it.
is the cutest, funniest thing, and there she stood right next to Mariah, and I got my picture with Granny.
Yeah.
So just an amazing, fun experience, and already making plans to go back.
Yeah, that one will be.
So-
I'll go back, do again.
Just a super, super, super fun time. So, and watch out Daytona Beach, because when the races roll around, I'm going to start encouraging all of you to create that same atmosphere, not just around the speedway, but everybody in town should embrace it, because it was just so much fun. The vibe, the happiness, the
I'm
atmosphere
gonna
was
paint Rob's
incredible.
house checkerboard.
Let's do it. Let's go wrap his house with the checkerboard
Yeah,
pennants.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All for you, Rob.
Instead of toilet papering you, we're going to checkerboard
Checkerboard you.
like the race pennants.
Yeah. I may even put checkerboard flamingos in your front yard.
Yes, because you're flamazing.
Yes.
And I'll look like a flamoron with that on there. So let me ask you this now. Now, switching gears.
Yes.
Because we are running.
Okay, little long.
Real quick. It is the end of May.
Yes.
But May's not over yet.
It is not.
Registration for Jeep Beach.
June 1, guys, listen to me. When we were at Rockville, we had several dozen. I don't even know what the final number was, but a lot of people at Rockville took advantage of it because we were telling them, don't wait to register because you can save yourself $20 right now on your regular registration. None of our add-ons are open yet. And our Summit Experience, formerly known as VVIP, it's now called the Summit Experience. None of that is open yet. Okay. But that will be opening up in the month of June. But between now and June 1, so really May 31st at 11:59 p.m.
Correct.
You have time to save yourself $20 on your early bird registration.
If you're planning on coming next year.
Same thing for Jeep Freedom that is going to be next year, July 2nd through July 5th, 2026 at Sturgis Buffalo Chip. That registration is also open right now, $80.
That's right.
And you save yourself $20 on that. So
Now, you can also use the app to register, correct?
yeah, I'm going to say yes, but I haven't been on the app since post-event, so I don't know if the functionality of that is still there.
Okay.
But it should be.
All right.
I'd imagine that it should be.
We did. People have asked me about merchandise.
That was what I was getting ready to tell you. So Friday, I will be in our storefront at One Daytona inventorying everything for y'all, because what we didn't move during Jeep Beach event time and Rockville will now be going up online in the month of June. And we've got some special promos coming up in conjunction with Daytona Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and
Right.
Ram.
And you'll also be able to pick it up at the storefront.
And you would be, if you're local, you can make arrangements to pick it up or we will ship it to you. But all of our leftover merchandise will be going up online starting in June.
And it's not much.
It's really not that much left because, again, did I mention we made $10,000 on merchandise for our charities at Rockville? I mean, we moved a lot of merchandise
By
at
the way,
Rockville.
Rockville, they mentioned they broke records this year.
Huge,
Yeah.
huge, lots of fun. So, anyway, guys, it's just been the month of May has been. This is May.
That's right.
I understand that statement now surrounding Indy. It kind of that was the culmination for us of everything that happened in the month of May. But this is May, and you're right. We're coming near the end, and get ready because June we hit the ground running with all kinds of stuff happening. And while we close out, and since it is the month of May, the one thing that I do want to do, because we missed it last week, was thank every single one of our military families that has lost their loved one in our military
right.
while they've been serving our country. Memorial Day to us is not just about hot dogs and hamburgers and a 3-day weekend. Memorial Day, you guys, to Jeep Beach and to Jeep Beach Nation is about remembering and memorializing those that gave their lives so that all this craziness that we do in life, we have that opportunity because of those that gave the ultimate sacrifice
That's right.
for our freedoms and for this country. So to all of the family out there that has shared your loved one that is no longer with us, we thank you for your service as a military family, and we honor you guys.
That's right.
All right.
All right.
See
Love
next
you
week.
guys, and we'll talk. Well, actually,
No.
Next week, probably going to be up in the air on that one.
okay,
Okay.
up in the air on that
Yeah.
one because there's some more traveling coming along, but we'll figure it out. If
We
not,
will.
we'll catch you on the flip side.
That's
How
right.
about that? All right, guys, love you guys, and we'll see
you
you
guys.
later. Love you, Jamlee.
That's a wrap on Jeep Beach News and Views. Be sure to subscribe for future automatic downloads to your favorite podcast player app. Got a comment? Or would you like to be featured on Jeep Beach News and Views? Email us at radio@jeepbeach.com. That's radio@jeepbeach.com. Until next time, keep all four on the ground and your tops down.